Hello and welcome to this NestJS tutorial. In this tutorial we will go through some of the basic and some of the most advanced concept of NestJS. And to do so I will implement in this tutorial a cryptocurrency arbitrage trading system. And what arbitrage mean, I here just follow the description from the internet. Arbitrage is an investment strategy in which an investor simultaneously buy and sell an asset in different markets to take advantage of the price difference between the markets. While price differences are typically small, the returns can be impressive when multiplied by a large volume. So practically, what it is buying and selling the same cryptocurrency in two different exchanges, taking advantage of the price difference between the two exchange platforms. So for this tutorial, I chose Binance and Coinbase, two of the most, prominent exchanges out there. There's no real reason that I chose them. I mean, it could be just any other two, as long as they provide an API access to their system. I'm also not in any way associated or affiliated with those markets. One thing is important to emphasize that this tutorial is theoretical, in the sense that we don't take into consideration transaction fees and transfer fees and the latency time between pulling out the data from those exchanges and the time in milliseconds of placing the orders in those exchange platforms. So let's go one step further. I will demonstrate the application, and later we will go deeply into the flow between the different components. So the application is actually running. Well, first of all, I have to run it here. So let's quickly run it. Okay. So the application runs on, in my case here for this tutorial, on localhost, and the port is 4200, which is the default Angular port. So let's run it. So we have here a menu, and in the menu I can register, I can log in, I can go to the trade floor, and I can see my orders. So let's register a new user. I already have three users in the system, so I'm going to create a user 4. Let's call him user 4, and the name will be user 4, and the email will be just test4@test.com, and for the password we just call it simple, and we repeat it simple. And the register here was successful, so I can now log in with my new user. I can also do it from the menu here. So let's do it. So I go to user 4, and the password simple, and here I can get to the trade floor. In the trade floor, I can actually trade Bitcoins, Ether, Litecoin, Atom, and Solana. Of course, this could be extended to as many currencies as we want. So from here, I choose one currency. Let's choose Bitcoin, and in Bitcoin, I can see immediately the prices that I pull from Binance and Coinbase. So this is real time, almost real time. Just the latency that it takes to pull out the data. So the price in Binance is 16,697.26. The price in Coinbase is 699.02, and the difference is minus $148. Of course, it doesn't really matter if it's minus or plus, because in any ways I'm always going to buy the Bitcoin, the coin in the lowest price exchange, and sell it in the highest price exchange. So in this case, it will be because this is higher, so I'm going to buy it in Binance. No, this is and I'm going to sell it in Coinbase. And of course, the difference, as you can see, is quite small. It's 0.000. It's around 1/100%. So let's just place an order for $2,500, just for the sake of demonstrating the system. So here I place a trade. and are you sure you want to place the orders? And I click yes. And here I can see the order numbers and that my order was executed successfully. And now I can go to my orders, and here I can see the order that I just ran. I mean, so we can see here the order number, the transaction ID, the time that the order was executed, my user 4, the one that we just created, and the coin that we just traded, I mean Bitcoin in that case. And here we can see two types of information. I mean, so here the first 3 fields here are the buy information, and the next 3 fields are the sell information, and the last one is the profit. So for the buy information, I can see the exchange where the buy order was executed. In this case, it's exchange B, which stands for Binance. The buy price this is the price that we actually bought it. And the cost, as we specify, $2,500. And here we can see the sell information. So the sell exchange is the Coinbase. The exchange C stands for Coinbase. The sell price was $1,600, $700, and $155. And in this case, you can see that it's actually slightly higher than the buy price. And the proceeds that we made from this transaction is like $2,500.335 dollars, and I mean, so the profit is like 0.335 cents. And so yeah, this is practically the application. And now we can go to some of the flow of the application. Let's see how it's actually behind the scenes. I mean, so here I have like a flow chart, a quick flow chart. And what we can see here is that the application, it's called Exchange Trader, actually is comprised of 2 applications. And one application, the bigger one is like the exchange, which is this square here. And the other one is the trader, which is the one right here. And the exchange is actually comprised of 3 sub-applications. So we have like inside, we have like the front end and the back end, and another application that is called gateway. And in the trader, we just like a simple application that has like 2 components that we'll get to them in a second. I mean, so now the exchange, I mean, the back end of the exchange is actually talking to a Mongo database. And in the Mongo database, we have 2 collections. One is the users, like the user that we just created, and the other collection is orders, where we place the information about the order that we executed, as we saw in the small demonstration. Now the connection between the trader and the exchange is done through Kafka topics. We have like 2 different types of topic that we later in the next videos, I mean, we will cover. So we have like event-based topic, and we have like message-based topic. And for the flow of the application, so let's follow the arrows. So we have like the 2 Binance and Coinbase exchanges here. The trader has like a scheduler that pulls the data every 2 seconds from those two exchanges. It does some business logic. It just executes some business logic, but in our case, just for the case of simplicity, the business logic is comprised practically just on calculating the difference in price. Then it takes this information and places it in an event topic. And now the exchange, the gateway part actually reads this topic. It actually creates a WebSocket gateway, which transmits the stuff to the front end. And in the front end, we saw the 2 prices, I mean, just changing every couple of seconds. And while we click trade, I mean, what happens is that the front end actually creates a WebSocket, which transmitted to the gateway. The gateway transmitted to one of the topics, of the Kafka topics, and the Kafka topics into the trader part of the trader. And the trader part actually place the buy and the sell orders into the two exchange platforms. Now for this tutorial, of course, I'm not going to place like a real buy and sell orders. I mean, so all we do in that case is just like print the buy and the sell information. Now, one thing to notice is the difference in the 2 types of topics here that we have in Kafka. One is like marking like 1 directional arrows in the blue, and here it's marking like bi-directional arrows in green. I mean, so what happened here is that once we place the order, and it goes all the way to the trader, it actually waits for confirmation that in theory should come from the exchanges. I mean, and then it will go all the way back, you know, to the topic, and then to the WebSocket, and then to the front end, and then it will go to the back end, which will place the order in the orders. Now for the login part, it's just like a simple API that like pull the user information or like register user into the database. And now if we just have a quick look at so we have like a look at the EDI. So in this case, I'm using just Visual Studio Code. So I pulled like the two applications into one Explorer, into the Explorer, and here I can see the exchange, which comprised of the two applications, the exchange and the gateway, and here I can see the front end. And the trader is actually another application that I just pulled into the same into this Explorer. For this application, of course, I'm going to use Studio 3D, Studio 3T. It's free, just like so you can see like the information of the Mongo database. So here I can see the users. Let's see the users. I have like quite a few of them. Maybe. Let's see. So here I have like the one that we just created, user number 4. But I have like before I created like user 1, 2, and 3. And in the orders, let's see what we have in the orders. Here I can see another 4 orders. I mean, but as we saw in the application, user 4 has only one order. So here it is, the user 4. And for the Kafka, I'm going to use a KDEC in order to see the information. So this is also a free, I mean, and it's connected to the Kafka that is running locally. And here I can see all the topics. I can see here the topics and also the streams. We will get to this thing. I mean, the ticker created, the orders, etc., etc. So in the next video, we will start building everything from scratch, and we will start by creating first of all the login information, and then we're going to create slowly by slowly we're going to create all these components until everything is completed. So we're going to go through topics like authentication and authorization and Java web tokens and guards and schedulers and mono repos and Kafka microservices and WebSocket gateway and a lot of interesting concept of NestJS. Of course, I mean, I'm going to place the code in the code is in GitLab, and I'm going to leave a link in the description below. And that's about it. So I'm going to see you in the next video where we're going to start building everything. So see you then.